Hey, what's up everyone? Brad Chmielewski here, and this is episode 116 of Shatter The Vain. Hopefully you had a chance to go watch episode 115 that went live on Friday. That episode I had Sparkling Rain on, and we ran down all the changes in update 1.21. Sparkling Rain, he plays quite a bit on the PBE and is part of not the development team, but just the community of passionate players that want to see this game improve, get better. So he's over there playing, and it was great to grab his insight and thoughts on, like, is Super Evil listening? Do they fix the problems? Do they move forward? And what kind of role does he, do in there? He is playing a lot more on that platform versus the live platform, just because you cannot do both. So all the PBE testers, I just want to say again, you guys do a fantastic job. Kudos to you, hats off, tip of the hat, and all that good stuff. But this is episode 116, so we're still going to talk about 1.21. We're not going to run through all the changes, but we've had a few days to play Samuel, see who's strong. I haven't seen a ton of Finn bans. Finn's going to get nerfed in 1.22, guaranteed. The amount of bans I've been seeing for Finn right now, ridiculous. So watch out, Finn. They're coming for you in 1.22. But it's fine because we got the Summer Party Finn skin that we're all getting in this update. Hopefully everyone is taking advantage of that. There's so many streamers and YouTubers and podcasters that are giving away skins on every video and every stream. So be sure to get involved with that. I, again, am going to be giving away 3 skins in this episode. All you have to do, last time you had to go over the YouTube video and comment. This time there's a link in the description on shatterthevain.com and in the YouTube video, depending on where you're listening or watching this episode. Follow that link, enter the giveaway. I'll pick a winner in about 24 to 48 hours after this episode goes live. But if you miss this one, subscribe to the YouTube channel because there are more giveaways from me just about every day. Okay, and then on episode 1.16, this episode, I got KingCheez joining me. He's a fellow member of GankStars. Great guy. He's a streamer. He's been streaming on and off for a while. He's kind of a little shifted away from it for a moment. He should be coming back, so be sure to follow him. Yeah, we talk about 1.16. We talk about the upcoming finals of NA and EU that are going to be happening in 2-3 weeks. And then we talk about, can you really defeat Team Secret? So a little spoiler, GankStars Cerberus took off 1 game from Team Secret this weekend. In the finals, GankStars Cerberus secured 2nd place. But man, Team Secret, they're freaking nuts. GankStars Cerberus looked really good in both couple games there that they had, and they could have took it down, but man, Team Secret, they just have that synergy. They are on point. Yeah, so we talk a little bit more about that. And I gotta mention, before we jump in this episode, the Supporterly page. Go over there, check that out. If you can support the podcast in any way, awesome. If not, thank you for just listening or watching. I love everyone that subscribes and tweets and all that stuff. But if you can support the podcast, hopefully we get to doing 2 episodes every week. I have an idea for some esports content that I have a couple people that are interested in helping me with, so we may come out with that. But it'd be really cool to have some more support and just pump in some more resource and to make it a better show. But cheers. Let's do it. Let's jump into episode 116.
Shatter the Vain, a podcast about vainglory.
This is the 116th episode of Shatter the Vain. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about vainglory. Every week, break down the news, gameplay, game tips, and hopefully we can all become better players together. And every week, bring on new people from the community, people that love this game. And this week, I have KingCheez joining me. Welcome.
Hey, Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you on here. We've known each other for a little while now in previous guilds and now in GankStars, so good to finally have you here.
Yeah, can't seem to leave each other.
I know it's a small, tight group of people here, so yeah. But for people that don't know who you are, you want to introduce yourself? Well, let them know.
Yeah. KingCheez, been playing the game since the release. Took about a year break midway through, came back a few months ago, towards the end of Wicked, and once Brad left, after a little while, I left after the Noble buy over, and then a few people recommended Gank for me.
Okay.
So then when I tried coming over there, it's been great ever since.
So you were in the Noble transition for like a minute there.
Right.
Okay. Nice. How'd you get? So you found the game after the launch? Did you find it from the Apple Keynote, or did you just randomly?
Yeah, I found it from the keynote.
Okay. Nice. And then you've been streaming for a little bit here now, right? Like you kind of took a break now.
Yeah, a good while for a couple months, and then I moved back from New York, and so it got iffy, but just started doing it regularly again about a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the whole streaming aspect of it?
Oh yeah, I really I enjoy it. It's fun to play the game, so I like people joining in whenever they don't really know quite how the game works and see some not quite high skill mechanics, but at least people know what's going on in the game.
Okay. No, yeah, I always like streaming it because it's kind of like I'm playing it. Why don't I just stream it too?
Right.
Like it's like, all right, I'm sitting here at the computer anyway. Let's just turn on the camera, kind of thing.
Right.
Do you usually play with viewers? I've stopped in a few times, and usually you have like doing ranked games with threes and that kind of thing.
Yeah, if I'm not playing ranked with a few people, I'll always just do casuals with whoever wants to join the lobby. But if I'm doing ranked play during nights, I'll usually just do the friends that I have.
Okay. And then are you playing like all the positions, or you kind of have a specific role you main?
Yeah, Rome is my main, and it's definitely what I play about 90% of the time. The other 9.9 repeating, I play jungle, and I have my few characters that I'm good with, and then I lane only if it's absolutely 100% necessary.
Okay. Who's your default laner then? Like the one that you just have to go with that you have to do it?
Probably Scarf or Ringo.
All right.
I think. Just because Scarf's cute. I like seeing him waddle in the bushes. It's my favorite.
Sure, yeah. My fallback always is just Ringo, and I don't know what to play in lane because he's that first hero we all learned on, and we all just kind of he's easy enough that you can usually get by. Right. Awesome. Well, there's been with the new update, we should just dive into this news because we got some fun stuff to talk about.
Vainglory News.
The new hero surprisingly didn't come out crazy overpowered like Lyra, which I was so scared of. I really enjoy him. I've played him quite a bit in the streams that I've done. Yeah. But he seems a lot like Saul, in which your team has to play around him because of his B ability, the drifting dart.
Yeah.
If you just let the drifting dart go and you can't use it to your advantage, like your team has to position you correctly to survive. And then with his Malice and Verdict, that A that just hits whoever it's coming up first, it's kind of like a scarf. You can't really target down people.
Yeah.
But he's I find him a little more balanced than I expected, which is great from these last two heroes because they've either been coming out crazy OP or completely underwhelming.
I've still been seeing like quite a few bans for him, and that may just because people don't know how to play him, or they don't want their team to play him. That's
right. It's pretty scary going into competitive with a new hero coming out real quick.
Yeah, like I've played him a few times and it has not gone well. I'm still like trying to figure it out, and I just go into rank. I'm just kind of like, screw it. Let's see what's going to happen. Like, you're going to win or lose about 50% of the time. So, I don't know. Maybe this is the one where I pull it off.
Right.
So that the Drifting Sky, it's an interesting ability that you really do have to, like, get the hang of because sometimes you can use it just to, like, scare people. But really you want to be, like, in that to fight them, like, to fight with, right?
Yeah, the range on your A when you're inside of that is absolutely ridiculous. Like you can actually hit people that are barely off of your field of view in the screen. So it can also be used as like a snipe when people are trying to get away, like maybe under their turret or something, because you can even hit the turret and the area of effect will also damage them.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you can't stay inside of your B, he can get hit down really really quick.
Right, and
And then since his positioning so important, I like that they made his ultimate like the ultimate reposition, because if you could put even the support to sleep for a split second, you can knock down a carrier. Maybe you can put the entire team to sleep and take those extra few seconds to reposition yourself somewhere.
I see.
I think it's a nice balanced out hero.
Yeah, I think if the Oblivion, that ultimate, was any faster, then he might be a
Yeah,
little too strong. But it feels
right.
like when you play against it, you're like, it's perfect. But when you play him, you're like, oh, come on, I can't.
Yeah. The charge up time has taken a lot to get used to. I've probably landed maybe 30% of mine,
Okay.
if that.
I guess if you're probably good with Rhyme's Valkyrie, it's kind of
Hmm.
around the same like cast time for it.
Yeah, it seems like.
But yeah, I always forget in the Drifting Skies he also heals, so you could use that to
Hmm.
your advantage to heal up to clear the wave real fast and then rotate down or something like that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I don't. He's not like clicking with me yet. It's gonna take some time. Like he's
Yeah,
fun.
same.
I love his lines. Like his lines are like
Oh yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I've been liking a lot of the lines that they've been including here recently. They've been pretty humorous.
They put up a post on the Vainglory website about like just how to play him and like who he's strong with and versus. I always like seeing these because it gives you a good idea of like if you're in ranked or you're drafting, like to know like, oh yeah, Glaive of course because he can jump in there and just knock you out of your Drifting Skies and just kind of burst you down very quickly. And same with Catherine's the ultimate bully. I think she's
Right.
everyone's weak against her most of the time. But have you gone with this recommended build, the like Shattered Glass, Broken Myth,
Yeah,
Frostburn?
I think most people's go-to recommended build on any new crystal carry is the Shatter Broken Myth, because I mean you can't go wrong. It's a ton of damage. I've been seeing a few people build Clockwork on him as well, just to get that drifting dark constantly being pushed out.
Yeah.
Uh, I definitely think it's better to rush the Broken Myth so that you get the amplify early, and as you're building into the Shatter Glass, you can constantly have that extra little bit of crystal amplifying as you go along the path.
Okay.
Uh,
I've,
he definitely needs pretty fast boots early so that he can reposition, because he's a very very position heavy hero, and I know, yeah, and just like you said, in a lot of ranked games, anybody that can get him out of the drifting dark is very dangerous for him.
yeah. I've tried alternating current on him, and that just it doesn't. Or no, yeah, alternating current.
Yeah.
The attack speed, like, it's just not worth it. Like his basic attacks just don't output any damage. Like his only damaging ability is his A ability.
Right. Yeah. Which is it just makes, if you can't play around his drifting dark, it makes him pretty useless, which I think makes him he's not that easy to grasp at all.
No.
For
Do you think he's harder or easier than Sky to play? Like Sky, I still haven't mastered because she is a tricky character as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sky might be a little harder, but in a different respect, because whereas he is really really, I mean, both of them are obviously really position oriented, but Sky has abilities that directly influence. She has two abilities that directly influence her positioning,
Yeah.
whereas he only has the one, and she has so much movement speed and everything. It kind of helps her kit out around that, where he doesn't really have much in his kit other than his ultimate to help that positioning. So it's really really pivotal of your teammates to be able to help you around with that. I think, because like you can be the best Saw in the world, but if your teammates are absolutely horrible and never stand with you, you're just going to be a sitting duck all the time. I think it's kind of the same with Samuel in that sense.
So you kind of so you said you can think of him like Saw, where your teammates need to come up the lane, kind of help him get ahead a little bit. He's one of those heroes that he needs to get rolling a little bit. If he's going even
Right.
in lane, like he's gonna lose.
Oh yeah, yeah. With such an expensive build right now as Shatterglass, and and Broken Myth are the two of the most expensive items of the game. So he's definitely going to have to get to like the 8 or 9 minute mark and stay on farm. Like if you bully him out during that time, he might never be able to come back.
All right, yeah, cool, yeah, but he should be available for, I guess, Glory for anyone who didn't pick him up with Ice here on, I think, Wednesday. So,
Yeah, that's when they usually do it.
yeah, I think if you haven't picked him up yet, you might as well wait till Glory. And
Yeah,
I dig him. It's a good one to know. I think you need to at least play a couple games so you know how to play against him, even if you don't think you'll ever master him.
right. Yeah, when you see that drifting dark, you either need to run or you need to get him out of it.
Yeah.
One of the two.
So how else has 1.21 been going for you? Have you had time to dive into it?
Yeah,
much?
I've played a few matches, like maybe like 15 or 20, not a crazy amount, but I haven't seen much changes in the overall. The only biggest difference that I've seen is Black Feather coming back. Like it was just a tiny little base health boost, but it has done wonders. I've been seeing people try out different builds with him because it doesn't seem like the Serpent Mass breaking point all tank is working anymore.
Yeah.
Since they already gave him that base health boost, I think that they're wanting you to take advantage of getting more weapon items. And we've also seen, which I don't know if a lot of the Evil 8, the EU, we saw a lot of the Vox breaking point double Tyrant's monocle builds that everybody's been throwing around, which is very surprising because that just came out of almost nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't change anything to Vox. It's just one of those things.
Vox is always good. You just tweak the build a little bit, and then you find that perfect one.
Right.
I have been seeing Koshka making a slight comeback. There was a really good post on the forums about her, and she's been popping up in some ranked games.
Yeah, she's coming back. I mean, it's always like whenever you change a hero's kit like that drastically, everyone's so scared to play her, and we have so many heroes that are pretty okay in the early game now, because you would have thought Cruel back in the day you never would even touch the enemy until 5 or 6 minutes, and now as long as you get to level 3 you have a good chance of winning against the jungle.
Yeah.
I think that kind of pushed her out a little bit when they changed her kit, but now they're that movement speed boost help because her guerrilla tactics just get in, get out, keep repeating every time your abilities come up, and the cooldowns on her abilities are getting smaller and smaller, and
Right.
she's slightly jumping back in. If you don't reflex block that stun, that's pretty much game over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a couple people, like the laner, if I'm playing Rome, I'm like, dude, you gotta go home. Koshka's just gonna bounce in here and you're dead. She just outputs a ton of damage.
Oh yeah.
Because you're seeing similar with this Samuel build where it's just like you go glass cannon kind of idea. Like you either get ahead and you win the game, or you don't do anything. That's kind of the best one.
I definitely like the way they're moving towards, because even though Vainglory has assassins, there's never really been like this big assassin character where you just have, if you land all your abilities, like it's game over for the enemy and you don't have to build any defense. Because until now, we've always seen Koshka as a tank. Like you buy those two, you buy the Aftershock and the Broken Myth, and you just tank up. But now they're making it to where if you don't win in like 15, 16 minutes or have a commanding position, it's going to be very tough on you. You can't build a tank and two tier 3s in that amount of time.
Right.
So I think that's helping her move a little bit towards assassin, which I like, because I like more assassins.
Yeah.
This other assassin have this Black Feather, who, as we all know, all you need is the Breaking Point Serpent's Mask, and you just tank.
You got Taka if he's not being banned out.
Taka's the one he's always been there. That was their perfect one.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is why everybody hates him.
Yeah, because I've said it before, like the tank meta, when that comes into play, like it happens every now and then, but that's just boring when the entire team is like, we have one offensive item and we're all tanks.
Yeah, and still beating us somehow.
Yeah.
Cruel has a Blazing Salvo and he just 3v1'd us. What is going on right now?
So that's no fun. It's no fun to get blown up from 100 to 0, and it's no fun to like fight for 3-minute fights every time either. Like,
right.
We gotta have that good balance. But yeah, and I've also been seeing in 1.21 Finn pulling some bans. Like he's getting banned out.
Yeah, Finn has always been my favorite ever since he was released. He was the first character that I ever bought with Ice. I've never bought any heroes early until I saw they released a new Rome, and I was like, well, I have to have this. I play Rome.
Okay.
And learned to land the Quibbles, and then because the Quibble before it had such a long cast time, and it did a hefty amount of damage, and then they increased the range of it, and I was like, I wasn't having that much trouble hitting it before, but now they're just making it easy. And I mean, everybody's always scared of teams that have a lot of CC, like the triple stun comps, and you're talking about a hero that has 2 CCs built directly into his kit, so that's already 2 reflex blocks that you need just for one character.
Yeah. and I know like that hook, the force to cord hook cooldown, like that's so short,
Yeah,
and it's just like annoying.
it's super short.
So I think him getting banned out is just kind of a sign. Like when you start to see a hero getting banned out a lot, that hero is going to get some tweaks coming next update.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think it's because even his damage output, stage 1, if you land your force to cord on both of the enemy junglers, or the enemy jungle and support, it's basically end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, the damage output is like 300 or 400 for a level 1. It's ridiculous.
yeah, I think he had I was recently played a game. I was playing a Sawport, and there was a Finn, and he quibbled me, and it did like 300 damage, like level 3 or 4. I was like, what the hell? Like, he didn't have anything. He just had defensive items. I was like, that's not fair.
No, it's not at all.
But we can all enjoy him right now, so we can have some fun, or you ban him out. Which is too bad if he's getting banned out, because everyone's after this Summer Party Finn skin.
Yes, they are. The streamers are. I think they're loving it. We're seeing all-time view highs. People just hopping in different streams. Oh, nope, didn't get that one. Oh, nope, didn't get that one.
Mm-hmm. I think this is like one of the best things Vainglory's done for like the content creator community, because you're getting more people subbing, you get more followers, the Twitch streamers. It's been really nice. You see people finding new streams and people all the time.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because there's a lot of people that complain about too much focus on the competitive side, not a lot on the community side. And when you talk about a game that's as big as most MOBAs are, the community is what's going to carry it, not the competitive.
Yeah.
But we need a healthy equivalent of both sides.
Yeah. I hope this kind of sparks some interest to do another skin giveaway like this. I don't think they can do it like every update, but if there's like a limited edition, like every 3 months, that the content creators give away, hint, 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 they should do.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not, because I mean, the Finn skin's not anything crazy. It's no extra particle effects. It's just a really cute sailor with a couple of different abilities, and everybody's going crazy just because it's limited.
Right.
Like, people care more about limited than they do about how cool the skin is, because it's a lot cooler to have a skin that's slightly different than a skin that's very different that everyone has.
Do you like the skin? Like, you love Finn, so.
Yes, I do like the skin. I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, it is. It would be neat to have some particles, like even if they were just like a different color, but it's fine. Like, I just like seeing him walk around on the fold. It's just hilarious with it. So it's pretty cool. So there are so many ways to win this Finn skin. I've been giving away. We'll give away 3 more with this episode. I've seen every streamer giving away. Like, all the YouTubers, I think it's usually like 2 or 3 a video. Streamers are like every hour. So there's it's I think it's the easiest skin for anyone to get for free. It started as the hardest and is now the easiest.
Yeah.
Vainglory is even running stuff on Twitter where there's Finn home movies that I think recently ended. There's another one where you Finn your face. It's your best Finn face impression. I don't know what that is. If you do that, so this should be running. These Finn giveaways should be running for a couple weeks. It may run all the way till the end of the update. I'm not sure if there's a deadline set yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard of one.
Then moving forward, today we had the Evil 8 seedings matches. Do you watch a lot of the esports games?
Yeah, I do, unless the day's after work. So I did get to watch a lot of the EU matches today. Okay. Like the Gank versus Team Secret was a very nice match. That it was very nail biter for most of it, because Team Secret almost got beat out, which is, as you know, unheard of.
Right. So,
but
do you think
a lot of the?
Oh, okay.
Oh, keep going.
Do you think Team Secret is able to be beat at this point? Like, they were close, those GankStars Team Secret matches, and GankStars just couldn't close it out. But do you think this is a sign that maybe Team Secret, there's a crack in there?
I think when you have a team like that who's just they have almost a monarchy within themselves. No one can take them. I think that strikes a little bit of fear if people start getting nervous when they go up against a big player like that. a big entity like that.
Yeah.
So once you see one person like just make one small crack, I think it could start something at least.
Because they're probably the team that's been together the longest at this point.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that's also crazy because you don't see that in North America. You see teams changing mid patch, let alone keeping it for multiple seasons.
I know Leon was playing this time, and I think the GankStars Cerberus team, they kind of waver a little bit when Leon's not there.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but I think a lot of that has to go to with their practice time because they practice with Leon so much, and then it's really hard to adjust for different people because
Very
everyone
true.
has their own play style, let alone position, and you have to keep all that in mind if you wanna have multiple people in different positions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, those are some pretty good matches. We're recording during the NA ones, so we don't know the outcomes there. I know TSM
Yeah,
is like do they like top seed or they have the most points at the moment, something like
yeah,
that.
they do.
Okay. Any thoughts on how NA is going to shake up? Like, who do you think? Even moving into the like summer championships, do you think like Team Phoenix is looking really strong this time? Xenotech, old
Oh yeah.
school team. It's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see another Phoenix Hammers rivalry again, like we did back before. We have, I mean, even the subs on Team Phoenix rival most of the starters on some of the other teams. So,
Okay.
but it's not always the best thing in the world just to get the best players in the world don't always work well with each other. So
That's true, yeah.
like by the end of this we'll see how all that turned out. Hopefully, whether it sparks something amazing or just crumbles.
Right. Do you think are we gonna see more people that maybe the people that were on the bench on Team Phoenix or Hammers like kind of leave and maybe get another team in challengers this time? You think all this bench stuff is kind of
Yeah,
tough?
I really hope so. I like what they did with Evil 8. It definitely was better than what they did before. With allowing maybe not so prevalent teams or just some guys that want to at least try be able to have a chance. But then I definitely don't like the collection of a lot of the best players just sitting back on one team. It kind of ruins the value of it a little bit. But I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about Nemesis Hydra. Like they
Oh,
tore up the NA scene. Like it could come down to maybe Phoenix, Nemesis Hydra on that final. Like
yeah. I mean, Nemesis have been like they can't quite finish first. But
I
they
know.
always hit top three, which is a huge deal. Like most people don't realize. People just watch these games and are just like, oh, well, Nemesis lost. It's not a big deal. They must not be very good when they don't understand the caliber of the games that are being played. And then they just come out of nowhere now and they're trying to push back for that top rivalry, be known like they used to be back in the day. But I'm definitely rooting for them. I love Nemesis Hydra.
Right.
Making a comeback, Lost Boy Toph. There's not a single person that plays Vainglory that doesn't love him.
No, I don't think
And
he's such a nice guy in general. If you ever meet him, it's like, oh, all
Mhm.
right. Him and Hardick have been together on a team like probably close to the same amount of time that Team Secret or they have been together, maybe even longer. Like,
Yeah, I think it may be longer actually, not by much, but they just got to find that jungler to stick with.
I know, yeah, they seem to have it this time. So I'm looking forward to seeing the finals with them and all the teams. Like this Evil 8 seeding is almost like a mini preview of what the finals are going to be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the finals, they are in Seattle, September 3rd to the 4th. So that's Labor Day weekend, right? Yeah, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah,
Are you going to make it? Have you been to any of the finals
I'm not.
before?
No, I'm not. I was gonna go to one. I was gonna go to this one, but it's actually occurring during my birthday,
Oh,
and
okay.
so I live roughly. I live in Louisiana, which is
That's
about
a little
a
far,
7 hour
yeah.
plane ride. So I'm gonna try to make the next one, but this one was a little too far away from me.
Okay, yeah. Need to, yeah. I don't know. I'll be in Portland, Oregon, so I'm close, but I'm not going to make it up there.
Right.
So. We go. Can't wait to see that. You can get tickets. It's like about $5 the ticket,
Yes.
or if you have a PAX ticket, it's free to go to this. So check it out. September 3rd through the 4th. And then the NA or the EU ones, they happen the following weekend. And those are over at the ESL studios in Cologne. That's September 9th through the 11th. So you can go root for your teams there. I know both the turnouts are always fantastic, and the production value each time just gets better and better. So got Vain Shame and like with the graphics and just the team behind the scenes just doing fantastic work. So that's all the esports stuff. Then I was on Reddit, and this is kind of big news because there was news, I don't know, like 3 months ago, where Reddit, the Vainglory Reddit, did a poll, and they were like, do you want leaks on the forum, or around the Reddit? And everyone on there was like, yes, we want leaks. People love leaks. They love them.
Right.
And then today or yesterday, the mods said, no more leaks on Vainglory Reddit, otherwise you're going to get banned or kicked, or just the post will be taken down. What are your thoughts on that? Are you a leak fan? Are you not? Are you do you even go to the Reddit at all?
No, I'm not that big a fan of leaks. I don't. I think most people, the people that do, absolutely hate it. I don't think they hate it because it's leaked. I think they care less. I think the main reason they hate it is because the people that are leaking are in the beta test. Like they're in there to find out bugs and what's wrong with the game and different things. But instead, they're using it to, to find out what's coming next. I don't personally have a problem with it, but there are tons of people that do, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like I can see them if I want, but I also like to like quickly look for them. It's kind of nice, but I get the idea. Like those people should not be spreading them because they have said they won't. But
Right.
I think that's the only thing. I did see someone on the Reddit say where you have other forums where the mods are not people that work at the company. So this is like maybe the biggest problem with the Vainglory Reddit is it is sort of run by the company itself. So it's not this like free flowing information and ideas place.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they let people in the beta, the leaks are going to exist.
Yeah.
They can't stop it as much as they want to. It is the internet.
So they started another separate Reddit. If you want leaks, I'll include a link in the show notes to the post if you want to go see that. We don't talk about the leaks on the podcast just because we don't want to get in trouble or anything like that. So we'll avoid those. Then the last bit of news before we wrap up the news segment is the free hero rotation. I always like to mention this because everyone doesn't have the heroes, or if you're jumping on a new account or maybe in a different region, you can try out some new people. And this lineup's pretty fun. You got Petal, Finn, Scarf, Sky, and Fortress, and Ringo as well. So pretty good lineup here, especially with Summer Party Finn coming out. You can kind of maybe you won the skin, but you don't own the hero because you could own skins and not own the hero. So maybe you won and you're like, oh crap, but now you can jump into a casual game and give them a try and see what your skin looks like. How do you think Fortress is feeling right now? Have you even busted him out yet?
Yeah, I always try him a little bit just because I have the Doge skin and it's my favorite thing in the world to see him prance around the fold. Okay. But he's still not quite there. I think it has a lot to do. I mean, he excels over high attack speed heroes, and the high attack speed heroes aren't the ones that's in the meta right now. We have people like Samuel and we have Lyra who don't focus on that quick speed, and people like Lyra with their teleports, we don't need that extra speed boost from his A, and with Finn and Lance being just unbelievably strong, he kind of sits back on the back burner.
Right. Maybe with the rise of Kashka, we might see those Fortress Ringo Kashka comp come back.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll see that.
We can hope.
Yeah, or not hope if you're playing against it. If you're playing it, it's a fun comp to win super fast. But yeah, try out some of these heroes. Go into a casual game. Learn Sky. She's really strong right now. I often will ban her out just because she's tough to play against. If she gets rolling,
Oh, yeah.
you're like, oh crap, I can't stop her. Especially if you're someone like Scarf or a hero that's just gonna no way to escape. You're kind of in trouble.
Right.
I would think she'd be pretty good into Samuel too, because she can kind of get on the other side of his drifting skies or drifting dark, and move around like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Well, cool. So that's all the news, everything that's been happening in Vainglory this past week. But let's jump into a little forum static.
Forum static.
So on the forums, I found a topic that was about longer queue times. And I thought it was just me because I was playing last night, and I often solo queue, so I'm solo queuing like POA silver, so I'm expected to have like a little bit of a longer queue time. But then I also jumped on the EU around the same time, and that queue time was just as long, and it was like within normal hours. It wasn't like I wasn't playing at like 4 a.m. EU time and normal time here or anything. Have you seen longer queue times? Have you noticed anything?
Yeah, I have definitely noticed, and a bunch of people in Gank have definitely noticed. I played a couple of casuals yesterday, and one of them, it was we canceled it a couple times after the 2-minute mark, and then somebody said just let it ride, and I think we found a match. It was like 5:45 before we finally got into a match. And the couple of ranked matches that I've played have taken a while, but they always take a while, and I never really solo because I just have the worst luck ever.
Okay.
And so I haven't really haven't gone into solo ranks to see, but I know the casuals are just egregiously long.
What?
For sure.
Yeah. So this post, like, it doesn't give a reason for why. It's just kind of like, hey, anyone noticing this? Are we getting longer queue times because we're getting better matches, or are we getting longer queue times because there's less people? Like, what?
We would hope that it's for better matches, because even though they keep saying, and a few people keep saying, that the longer you wait, the more it's going to take out of the game. I think I think Rage is going to take a little more out of the game for you than just waiting an extra minute.
That's true.
And I would definitely wait. I mean, I would wait upwards of 3 to 4 minutes if it would mean finding a game, ranking me with a few people, because it's not that long of a time. You just go get something to drink, look at your chats for a bit, go on Facebook, do whatever, find a match, and then you put it up and you're good to go.
Right. Yeah. It is.
I don't see it as that big of a deal.
Yeah, it is nice. It's on a mobile device, so it's on your phone or tablet. You can be like, all right, walk to the kitchen. Or I'm just waiting for this. Go to the whatever.
Right.
Just like take your time. But yeah, so it's just a strange thing. Like I remember these queue times from playing like back when the game first launched, where it was like, oh my god, I'm in queue for the whatever the max time was. We had a max time where it like hit and then it instantly kicked you into a game.
Yeah, no matter what, it would just take all parameters out and throw you in whatever it could.
Which sometimes did not work out very well.
Right.
I don't know if we have a max time anymore. I think it just gets.
Yeah, I think it just keeps going.
It keeps going, but it gets like the parameters get less and less until it finds you. So it starts out like, if you're in queue and you're Vainglorious, it's looking for 5 other Vainglorious people that are solo queuing at the same time, and then it will slowly move down that. It'll look for POA Gold, POA Silver. So it's interesting. I wonder how long is too long before people get upset? Because you said after 2 minutes you thought it was broken, so you're like, oh, well, let me restart here.
Yeah, it would definitely not be a very wise thing to change it and not tell anybody about it.
Right.
Because that would leave people confused and thinking it's broken. But I really think most of the majority of the community would be happy with a minute or two added on to the matchmaker if it found better matches. Now, if it's not finding better matches, that's just gonna make things way worse.
I wonder, like, I almost need to jump on like a different account and see how the queue times feel there, because I understand if you're like higher MMR or skill tier, you're gonna a longer queue time, you're instantly like, oh, all right, it's looking for a new match. But if you're, credible threat or get swagger and you're now like used to a minute and it goes up to 3 minutes, you're like, wait, I'm confused. You're not used to that, and you never even thought like that matchmaker wasn't giving you an appropriate match. Like, there's so many people that play at different skill tiers.
Right. Yeah. I think that is definitely the biggest thing. Just balancing it all out, because you have people in the higher skill tiers that are complaining because they're being matched with people of lower. Then you have people in the lower skill tiers that are just complaining because their other teammates are the same tier but just aren't as good as them. So they say. So there's definitely some slight balance to be found there. I just don't think they found it yet.
Hopefully someone from Vainglory jumps on either Reddit or in this forum post and just says like, yeah, we tweaked matchmaker a little bit, because they can always tweak it just to see if people are complaining or not, and just see what happens. So maybe they're like, let's turn it on, let's see if it's longer and people get upset, or if they don't notice, and we can do that. So
yeah, it's definitely something I think that they could just do as a quick patch later on, or maybe they've already done it.
So check out this forum post and keep an eye out for any news from Super Evil Megacorp about this. So last thing before we get out of here, I'd like to do a random item.
Random item.
So every now and then, like, to pull up an item and just talk about like what it's doing, and maybe why it's good or why it's bad. And the Eve of Harvest came to mind for this week because it's an item we're kind of seeing pop up a little more, and it's good on Samuel. I'm enjoying it on Catherine from time to time. Like, it's just it's kind of a nice item. So let me go over the stats, and then we'll talk about like why you should get it or why you shouldn't get it. So the Eve of Harvest, your next 600 to 1,000 points of crystal damage to an enemy hero has plus 25% lifesteal and recharges over 40 seconds. So you get plus 10 lifesteal, you get plus 55 crystal damage, you get plus 250 max energy, you get 5 energy recharge, and it builds out of the heavy prism and void battery. So first off, the void battery. This is becoming a problem I've noticed on many mages, where the energy consumption is just so high, especially if you're spamming abilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of the bigger mages right now, so many abilities, and even some mages basics use energy now. So we're seeing the energy batteries be picked up a lot more frequently by people like Samuel and Lyra and Scarf, whereas you would see a Skye go until she could fully build into her third offensive item before even touching an energy battery. Because usually with Skye, if you're getting into a fight, you're wanting to win that fight with an ace and just recharge your energy there, maybe steal some jungle camps to make up for it.
Right. And usually, like, sometimes just the void battery, because it builds into your Halcyon chargers, seems like it could be enough energy, but
yeah,
I've made the mistake of like, oh, I got this one, I don't need another one, and then I'm like, oh crap, I should have just built the other thing.
Right.
So, and that lifesteal of people like Samuel or even Celeste or Scarf that can sit there and like output a lot of damage, like just being able to survive a little longer when someone is jumping on you, like Cruel or Kashka, like one little tick of an extra health could do a lot.
Oh yeah, it definitely helps. You see most mages with a broken myth, and they'll sit back and build up those stacks, and then they'll wait and use their ultimate to get the full effect of the Eve of Harvest. You'll see Scarf hit with a few fireballs and goops before he actually runs in, instead of just leading in with his ultimate. Then by the time he does lead in with his ultimate, he can't die. He has that barrier that's constantly refreshing from how much damage he's doing. Or you'll see a Celeste go from 25% to full with her ultimate.
Yeah.
It definitely synergizes really well with those. You can use your A and your B constantly to build up your broken mid stacks, and then by the time you're ready to use your ultimate, that Eve is gonna turn a battle completely.
Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty cheap item too. It's like at like initial cost once you have the pieces is only 850. So like we're talking about the Broken Myth and Shatterglass that are like these most expensive items. Eve is like the cheap item because the crystal damage is so small. It's only 55. But yeah.
Yeah,
But having
It's
those,
definitely more for the heal and not the crystal.
yeah, the heal or the energy. Like I think it's more for the
Right.
the energy because we saw the clockwork now doesn't have your void battery, right? So it got changed a little bit. So yeah, just I like the spam ability, so I'm all for like energy regen. Like I need it because I am not good at like managing. Like I just want to use everything as fast as I can.
Right.
Yeah, man. So we have 2 items that build out of the void batteries. We have Eve of Harvest and Halcyon Charger. So those are your 2 items that most mages are going to want to pick up because yeah, just the more often that you could drop Heliogenesis or get your ultimate, everything out is just better for you. But don't underestimate the Eve because it's only 55 damage. Like I think that's the reason we didn't see it picked up for so long because it wasn't this high damage item. It seemed like a waste of a slot for a little while.
Right.
We're starting to see it come back. So that's the Eve of Harvest. And yeah, so many good items in Vainglory. Hopefully we see more items in the future and we get to see some other builds coming out. But that's going to do it for episode 116. KingCheez, thanks for joining me. This was great.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Where can people find you, get in touch or in-game, all that good stuff?
Yeah, the IGN is just KingCheez, a capital K, capital C. Twitch is just official KingCheez, and Twitter is KingCheez_VG.
Nice. So I'll include links in the show notes and the description, so follow them up, check out a stream. And you don't have a stream schedule right now because you're kind of new job stuff, new work things, right? So you're kind of getting back into that.
Yeah, I've been talking with Sapphire, and the stream schedule should be hardened about next week. I believe so.
Awesome. Check that out too. Shatter the Vain is on Twitter at Shatter the Vain. Website shatterthevain.com. All the episodes get posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version, and then the Facebook page /Shatter the Vain. And I'll be back with episode 1.17 next week. And don't forget, we're doing a Fin giveaway on this video and multiple other videos on the YouTube channel. So keep a lookout. Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Let's get this over with.